Hello, my loves. My name is Eloise Skye. I am a connection, empowerment, and relationship coach. And today I'm talking about what to do when you're talking to someone, you are connecting really well, and the conversation just starts to dry the fuck up. This is something that I have experienced, and the reason that I'm creating this video is because I actually had someone else bring this to me yesterday. And just to say that that was her perspective of dating a man. My perspective is from dating men. So that is where I'm coming at with this. But let me know in the comments if you have a different perspective, if you have a different experience to me. I would like to know. So when this happens, right, you know that you can have deep conversations. Maybe it's someone that you've met online, maybe it's someone that you've met in person, maybe you've had a date, maybe you haven't. But it's gone from like this really like high level of engagement to every couple of days or even every day of like, how's your day? How's your day been? How's it going? And I think that that is, in our society, that's like a very like cat is sitting on my microphone. That's a very superficial way that we relate to each other. Because you'll ask someone how they are and they'll say that they're good, even if they're doing terribly. Um, but if you feel like there is something there, if you feel like there is something there where it is worth pursuing, it is worth excavating, it's worth delving, it's worth kind of trying to figure this out, then I've got a couple of suggestions for you. So, you have had this kind of connection with someone, either real or imagined, right? You think that there is something there, and then the conversation has just it can start to feel like it's hard work. It can start to feel like we're carrying the conversation, which we are not about. And this is something that women constantly say. They're like, I'm so sick of carrying the conversation with these men. Something that I want to say is that one of the reasons that I'm focusing on this is that I really do feel like a lot of men are left behind. For women, our standards have increased and we are not prepared to carry the conversation anymore, but they're still there, so they don't realize, so they don't really know where we're coming from, because we used to accept that, like, oh my god, I used to put in so much effort with these guys carrying conversations when they would give me like one word responses. And we're not about that anymore, but I do think that it is on us to offer them a helping hand, to bring them up to our level if they take it, right? Give them the opportunity. But no one wants to beat a dead horse. If it's not there, it's not there. So if you find yourself in this situation, taken at its highest, right? They're asking you a question, which generally speaking indicates some level of interest, right? That is how conversations are kept going, by asking questions and by responding to questions. That's also a tip, right? If you want a conversation to continue, ask questions. Don't just make a lot of statements. This is also something that I experience and see people doing. So there's some level of interest there. And instead of just talking at you, or instead of not talking to you, so they're making that effort to reach out. But it can be frustrating, right? Because as I said, it's like this superficial way of relating, and you did experience a deeper level of connection with them. That's how you got interested in them. My suggestion is to take this as an opportunity for you to go deeper in your responses to them, for you to ask them more questions, to go deeper with them, and for you to steer the conversation to the depth that you want it to be, right? Because if you're just responding and being like, yeah, it's good, like, you're also not really helping the situation. So something that because a conversation takes two people, something that I do, I don't really often ask people those kinds of questions. I do usually go straight to the point and get into the deep stuff. But if I do, I'll be like, how's your week going? Highlights, lowlights, like what's going on? Or if someone asks me that question, I'll be like, yeah, it was great. This was the highlight. This was the lowlight, right? Because then you're giving them more to work with. And you're giving them the opportunity to divulge more information to you. So where it's about giving someone the opportunity to give you more, right? As I said, it's up to them whether they take it. We're not here to like try and like suck these answers out of people and try to force connections. Because if it goes over their head and ends up like somewhere over there where they haven't really picked up on the like highlights, lowlights, like opportunity to make it a more interesting conversation, then there's only so much that you can do, right? But at least you know that you have given them that opportunity. And sometimes this happens when people just aren't interested in us as well. Like they don't know how to end things, so they will start the slow fade. But as I said, if you think that there is there, I do think that it is worth just exploring this avenue. The other thing is, so you can try that and see how it goes, is you can just be direct and bring it up. And I know that people are often afraid to do that, but as I've started to do that, firstly, it's really, really empowering. Secondly, it's helped me to get clear on what my standards are and to realize that the conversations aren't as scary as we think that they're going to be. Most people will tell you where they are at if you just simply ask them. And if they don't, sometimes they will ignore you, sometimes they will ghost you. That gives you all the information that you need about this person. So if you want to bring it up with them and you don't know what to say, I think that if you frame it in a way that's like, I feel like we had a connection. I feel like we used to have these really deep conversations, but now it feels kind of dry. Like where are you at? Never underestimate the power of just saying to someone, where are you at? What's going on? Like what's happening here? How do you feel about things? Because, it feels like things has changed, or it feels like I'm trying to get to know you and you're not giving me anything back. And so I can't make an assessment whether you're someone that I want to continue to see because you're not giving me enough information to make that decision. And I do see some kind of potential there. And so see what they come back with, right? See whether that is going to be okay with you. See if that is going to, those conversations, they might not have realized that things had changed. That might just be the default that they slip into when they're a little bit more comfortable with someone. And so giving them the opportunity to meet you where you are at, again, they will either meet you there or they won't. They might say, no, I'm not available for that right now. And that's okay. So that's everything that I have to say. I have something in the oven that smells like it's burning. So I'm going to go, but let me know in the comments if this resonated. Let me know in the comments what your experiences are. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more about what I have to say. I think my cat is part panda, so I need to deal with that situation as well. But I will see you next time.